everybody, welcome to class today. So today is going to be a short, really kind of intense strengthening sort of class. So we're going to be working with a wall. So you definitely 100% need a wall for this class. It's going to be working a lot on more sort of drills to help with inversions and back bends and things like that, and just using the wall as a prop. So it's not really much of a flow class. We'll do a few sun salutations to warm up, but if you're looking for a flow class, this is not it. This is more of a drills class to help you build the strength to get into things like handstand, forearm stand, headstand, wheel pose, things like that. So we'll get started at the top of the mat. We'll take a few rounds of sun salutations, but as always, first we'll tap into the breath. So bring the hands together at the heart center, close down through the eyes, take a nice deep inhale through the nose, and let it go through the mouth. And then start to invite that Ujjayi Pranayama with a gentle constriction at the back of the throat, breathing in and out through the nose. And I invite you to set an intention of just letting go. So letting go of fear, letting go of ego, letting go of whatever thoughts you might have around inversions, because they can be quite scary, and just opening yourself up to what your body can do. And blink open the eyes. Inhale, sweep the arms. Exhale, fold. Inhale, right leg steps back. Exhale, plank. Hold the breath, lower to the belly. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, dog. Inhale, right leg steps. Exhale, fold. Inhale, raise. Exhale, fold. Inhale, left. Exhale, plank. Hold the breath, lower. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, dog. Inhale, left. Exhale, fold. Inhale, raise. Exhale, fold. Inhale, right. Exhale, plank. Hold and lower. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, dog. Inhale, right. Exhale, fold. Inhale, raise. Exhale, fold. Inhale, left. Exhale, plank. Hold and lower. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, dog. Inhale, left. Exhale, fold. Inhale, raise. Two more each side. Exhale, fold. Inhale, right. Exhale, plank. Hold and lower. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, dog. Inhale, right. Exhale, fold. Inhale, raise. Exhale, fold. Inhale, left. Exhale, plank. Hold and lower. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, dog. Inhale, left. Exhale, fold. Inhale, raise. Last one. Exhale, fold. Inhale, right. Exhale, plank. Hold and lower. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, dog. Inhale, right. Exhale, fold. Inhale, raise. Exhale, left. Exhale, fold. Inhale, left. Exhale, plank. hold and lower. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, dog. Inhale, left. Exhale, fold. Inhale, raise. Exhale, center. Beautiful. All right, so we're going to make our way over to the wall and start to warm up through the chest and shoulders. So you're going to reach the arms up and overhead. So we're going to kind of take a puppy pose at the wall. So place the hands on the wall. Start to walk yourself back a little bit from the wall, and then start to sink your chest, chin, face towards the wall. So you might get a lot closer than me. I'm really tight through my shoulders. So try and keep a little bit of integrity through your lower back. So try and think of that tailbone reaching long as opposed to just dropping up towards the sky. You want to think rib to hip and bring stretch into the shoulders. 3 more breaths. And then as you exhale, slowly press the wall away. And then you're going to slide the hands down the wall and you're going to bring them to shoulder height. So this is almost like a funky straight armed push-up. So you want to have your body on a slight angle. And what I want you to feel is your shoulder blade. So your shoulder blade is going to be wrapping around your rib cage. So keep the arms straight, gentle bend in the elbow. As you inhale, you're going to press the wall away from you. And then as you exhale, you're going to think of sinking into the shoulders without bending the elbows. So the elbows stay straight. Inhale, press away. Exhale, feel those shoulder blades glide onto the back without bunching through the upper shoulders. We'll do a few more like this. Bring your awareness to your center. So when you're doing inversions like headstand, handstand, you don't want to dump into the lower back and just really be moving through your shoulder girdle. You want to have that full body integrity. So you want to be really engaged through those lower belly muscles to help to support the shoulders and avoid injury. Keep going a few more here, working on the serratus anterior, the muscle that helps to support the shoulder blade on the rib cage. And if you want to take it up a level, you can work on doing it one-handed. Taking maybe 3 or 4 on one hand, taking the other hand to the lower back to encourage that length in the lower back. And then taking the other hand to the wall, and same thing, working on that scapular protraction, retraction. It's really obvious any asymmetries here when you're doing these sorts of movements. And then bring both hands back to the wall. Slowly step in towards the wall. And then we're just going to switch ourselves around. So now your bum is facing the wall. Have your feet a little, it's really going to depend on how your posture is, but I find it most comfortable to have the feet a few inches away from the wall. You want to have your bum, the back of your shoulders, and ideally the back of your head resting on the wall. If it's not comfortable to have the back of the head on the wall, maybe have like a little towel or a pillow resting the head against the back of the wall. That's fine. What I want you to think of is drawing those frontal ribs towards the hips. And what you'll feel is your lower back sacrum sliding down the wall. That's the same action that you want to keep in your inversions so that you don't become a banana when you get upside down. You want to keep that gentle sliding down. So we'll do that a few times. As you inhale, think of the ribs and hips moving apart. The tailbone moves up the wall. And then as you exhale, think of that gentle contraction, ribs to hips, tail slides down. One more. Inhale. It's kind of like a cat-cow at the wall. Exhale. And then find a neutral position. So you don't want the tail jammed all the way under. You want that natural curve in your lower back, but still having that connection between the ribs and the hips. Keep that, and then as you inhale, start to float the arms up and overhead. So you're only going to go so far as when you feel that tailbone start to move up the wall. So if you're really tight and stiff in through the upper body like I am, you're not going to get your thumbs all the way to the wall, and that's fine. Take an inhale and then exhale as slowly as you can, keeping that connection, come all the way down. And we'll take 2 more like that. Inhale, glide the arms up, think of them floating, and keep a gentle tuck into your chin, don't throw the head back. Should feel the upper back muscles starting to work. And then exhale, slowly lower. Last one, inhale. And then exhale. Beautiful. Think of rounding the body around, so as if you've got a barbed wire fence kind of around the belly. You're going to start to tuck the chin, roll the shoulders, and think of scooping the belly up and over that barbed wire as you feel each little bit of your spine roll down the wall. So you'll definitely get to a point where everything just kind of moves as one unit, and that's fine. Get to that point and then roll yourself back up. So we'll just take 2 more like that. Take an inhale, and then as you exhale, tuck the chin, round the shoulders, start to roll the spine down. So in Pilates, this is called a roll down, and I'm decidedly bad at them. Inhale, roll it all the way up. And then one more time, exhale, gently tuck the chin, round the shoulders, think of scooping the belly. And then roll it all the way back up. Beautiful. Take a step away from the wall. We're just going to do one lower limb stretch. So we're going to take a hip flexor stretch, and we're going to use the wall to help us. So come into a lunge position, and then you're going to start to walk the foot up the wall. So there's really not any fancy way to get into it, but you're aiming to get that knee as close to the wall as you can to help you with the hip flexor stretch. So the more that you come up into the stretch, the more you're going to feel it in that quad. So you might have blocks, you might stay fingers on the floor, you might be comfortable coming all the way up. What I want you to do is gently draw that tail down towards the floor. So you're not scooping and tucking it forward. It's just a long lower back. And then try and keep the hips even. So gently draw that left hip back in line with the right. And whatever level you're at, we're going to stay for 3 more breaths. And then as you exhale, slowly release and try and come out of it as gracefully as you can. And we'll just take it over towards the other side. So bring the right leg forward and then start to scoot that left knee back towards the mat. Back towards the wall. And then take the left foot as far up the wall as is comfortable for you. Staying either with the fingers on the floor, fingers on blocks, taking the hands all the way up towards the knee. And then again, just lengthening through that tailbone. So think as that sacrum sliding down the wall again as you bring the chest nice and tall. So you want to think like your back is still up against that wall and the sacrum, shoulders, back of the head are touching the wall. And then gently draw the right hip back and slightly down to even off through the pelvis. And then exhale, slowly release, coming out of it. Beautiful. All right, so let's get ourselves upside down. So you're going to stand facing your wall, and you're going to take your right leg and you're going to stamp it to the wall. So you might have to play around with the distance. You essentially want to be making an L between your torso and your right leg. And then you're going to push that right leg into the wall so that you feel that right hip draw slightly forward in line with the left. And then think of the back up against the wall. Stay here with the hands at the hips, or as you inhale, start to float those arms up. And again, think of that point that you reached against the wall where you started to lose that rib to hip connection. Keep it there. Maybe hook the thumbs to give yourself a little bit more length. And hold for 3 more breaths. Keep really pushing that wall away. And then exhale, release it down. So remember this feeling because we're going to do it upside down in a second. Take the other leg, the left leg, up against the wall. And then really push that leg into the wall. Try and even off through the hips. Inhale nice and tall through the torso. And then as you exhale, maybe start to float those arms up and overhead. And this side might be very different to the other. And then if you remember what thumb you hooked on front the other time, hook the other thumb. Two more breaths. And then exhale, slowly take it down. So where your feet are now, you're just going to pivot yourself around and you're going to place your hands where your feet just were. And then from here, you're going to take the feet up to the wall. So the knees are going to start by being really bent. You want to walk them up to the point where you're making an upside down L with your body. So you want your wrists directly under your shoulders, and then think of trying to bring your ears between your between your arms to try and really lengthen through the upper body. And the further up you take your legs, kind of the easier it will be. But try and keep them at 90. About 3 more breaths. And then exhale, slowly walk it down. Bring the knees down, take a child's pose. I'm working in a cupboard, so I apologize, it's a little bit noisy. Beautiful. And bring yourself up. So if you need to remeasure, if you kind of lost your distance, just bring the foot up again and then replant the hands. So we're going to go for round 2, and then this time we're going to try and take 1 foot off. So start to walk yourself up the wall and bring yourself into that 90. And then press through the left foot and start to lift the right foot up over the hips. So find the balance point. You should feel a big stretch through the left leg. If you take the right leg back too far, you're going to feel like you're going to fall over. So try and keep it above the body. And then bring it in, switch it over. Oh, not as good on this side. And then exhale. Whew. Slowly walk it down. Take a child's pose. And if you're having wrist issues, make sure that your shoulders are directly over the wrists and you're gently gripping the floor with your fingertips. That will help to take some of the weight out of the wrists. Beautiful. All right, so we're going to do a little bit of a headstand prep. So this is going to be a little bit less hectic on the wrists and the shoulders. So bring your feet up against the wall. Set yourself up for headstand. So opposite hand to opposite elbow. Make the little triangle. And then bring the crown of the head down onto the floor. And then from here, you're going to lift your knees. And then start to take one foot up towards the wall and then the other. So you're kind of in this little tucked position. And then you can hold here, or you can play with bringing one heel to the bum. And then maybe place that down. And then maybe bring the other heel to the bum. And then place that down. And then maybe stay playing with that. Or maybe you start to shift the weight forward a little bit more into the crown of the head and take both heels towards the bum. And then either bringing the feet straight down to the floor or taking them back to the wall, bring it into a child's pose. So the closer you can be to the wall for that one, the more ideal it's going to be. You kind of want to not have to push yourself forward into headstand. You want to be as close as you can be. And then this time we're going to take a pike variation for your headstand. So this time you want to be about that 90-degree distance. So if you set yourself up maybe a little bit shorter than what you were for headstand, for handstand. So if you plant your hands where they would be for handstand, then bring the elbows down, set yourself up for headstand, bring the crown of the head to the floor, and then you should be able to get your leg at about 90 to the wall. So if you need to come a little bit closer to the wall, then make that adjustment. Start to walk your legs up the wall, and you want to be in a pike position. So again, that kind of 90-degree to the wall. So you're probably going to have to play around with the distance. It's going to be a little bit different for everybody, and you're going to have to be closer than what you think you are to get that weight directly over the head. And then again, you can play around with staying with both feet on the wall, or you can take one leg up above the body. And then exhale, bring it down. And maybe take the other leg up. And then exhale, bring it down. And then maybe come onto the tippy toes. And then maybe float the toes away, staying in a pike. And then maybe you pike the legs all the way up into headstand. Thinking again, rib to hip connection. And then either taking one leg back to the wall at a time or folding at the hips. Maybe toes come to the wall. Maybe you can take them all the way down to the floor. And rest in child's pose. Whew. All right, beautiful. So I've got one more drill that we're going to try here today. No doubt we'll probably do a few more of these videos with some different drills because I'm obsessed with inversions at the moment. So we're going to do a handstand, and we're going to start from facing the wall. So come into a shortened downward dog. Feel free to get rid of anything that's in your way. So you want to have your fingers a few inches away from the baseboard, so that when you go upside down, you're not flinging yourself into the wall. So come into a downward dog and then shorten your stance slightly. So when you shift your hips forward, you want to be able to get your weight directly into your hands, so your shoulders are directly over your wrists. So play with that a few times, rocking forward and backwards, up onto the tippy toes, putting the weight into the hands, and then all the way back into the heels. Beautiful. And then for today, you're just going to step whatever your most natural dominant leg is forward. So I do all my inversions and gym tricks left-handed. So I'm going to take my left foot forward. And then you're going to raise the opposite leg. So raise your right leg or your left leg. Come up onto the tippy toes of the grounded foot. All the weight is in through the hands. Gentle gripping of the fingertips on the wall. On the floor. Good Lord. Bend the left knee. And then you're going to kick yourself as gently as you can up to the wall. Oops. So try and land at the wall with the minimum amount of impact. And then you might stay here working on getting that rib to hip connection, really pushing out through the shoulders. Maybe you work on some hang time. Or if you really want to up level your strength, take your legs a little bit wider, and you're going to take your left hand, tap your right arm. And then take your right hand, tap your left arm. Left, right, left, right. And then really try not to banana in through the spine, so I can feel myself losing that rib to hip connection and draw it back in. And then slowly bring it down and take a child's pose. And take a good solid 5 breaths here. And feel free to go back and play around with any of those as long as you like. But sometimes less is more. And that was a good solid half hour of playing around with those. So I'm going to invite you now to take any stretches that you need and then come into Shavasana with the legs up against the wall. So scoot your butt as close as you can to the wall, and then just have the legs straight up, or let them come out into a wide V. Let the palms fall up towards the sky. Take a nice deep inhale through the nose, and then exhale through the mouth. Feeling the energy coursing through you. And stay here as long as you have time for. Today, as you go forward, may you have energy in your thoughts, joy in your words, and compassion in your heart. Namaste.